Hello, we are live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am going to take the honors of doing the first. Yeah, Pedro dance. Yes. We just got the Pedro dance in today. That does remind me, I wanted to do some recolors. Was he going to keep looping? I think he's good. He's got the dancing out of the system. Yeah, I want to do some recolors to the raccoon. So we get some other raccoon colors. I might see if I can do that really quick. Here, I'll disconnect and not disconnect the stream, but disconnect stream avatars and we'll try it out. I've tried this once and it didn't work out well. Like it just didn't look nice. Let's see, palette editor. Let's try it though. Wait, don't I? Okay, hold on. How do I get, there we go. Okay, so get the red, obviously. We'll get, there's kind of, I don't want to say like a lot of colors, but enough gradients that I am a little worried about how this is going to turn out. Maybe we'll leave the black parts alone. I'll leave the eyes alone, maybe. So we're really just modifying. We just did those two. I think do we need to name this? Okay, I've added the two. Now how do I create new? We'll call this green. Green raccoon. Okay, so in theory, we then would change this to green. Maybe that, and then this should be like just a darker version. Oh, there's not a. Ah, sweet, that's what I wanted. Nice. That doesn't look bad. I think maybe the green's a little bright. Maybe he's a little bit less neon. We do need to probably get in. There's some red hints to the tail, unfortunately. I don't think we can ignore that. Darn, yeah. And let's just, I don't know what. Yeah, I guess this is the darkest yet of the green. It's looking pretty good though. I mean, I'm not hating how this is coming out. And I'll be excited to have green raccoon. No, you are not supposed to be green, friend. All right, I guess let's get this tail red here. And then what should we do with that? I mean, I guess just a darker color. I'm just gonna keep going darker and darker. I mean, I guess that is what the did I grab a new one? Yeah, that is what the original sprite does, I guess. So get these, which are nearly black here. So a slight hue of green, almost there. It's really just, I wish I could just change the one and it would just be like, hey, I know what you're trying to do. And just make every other one darker. And that little lip is not one of the other reds. Neither is the foot. Interesting. Okay, can I reorder these? No, that's fine though. That's looking pretty good. He's looking like a cute little green raccoon. What color is still reddish? He's got like a bit of a red hue to his eyes, his lip randomly here. Now this is pretty darn close to this one. I think that's pretty good. I mean, like, I think if you get super zoomed in, his eye has a bit of a red hue to it. Oh, we got this one to worry about. This custom 3 I'm not even using. I don't know how to delete that, but that's okay. I know, but I'm working. This is work stuff. Okay, let's get this guy. We're gonna have a green raccoon. These are very important things. I don't see this. This is annoying because this is going to be like a whole separate set of colors, which is all for these 2 frames, which is such a. I might not. We might just leave that and just say, hey, if you do the Pedro dance, you become red for a frame. I don't know. Maybe I can just change his main body. Maybe that'll be enough. No, all I can do is like do this editor. Well, I shouldn't say no, but like you can write Lua scripts for this, but the way they at least tell you to do palette swaps is the way I'm doing it here. Let's see. Okay, now we just want to go here. At least now he's not like, he has still some slight red hints on his limbs, but I think that's subtle enough that we can live with that. Cool. All right. And then this one we don't use, so we'll just ignore that. I hope it saves on exit. Okay. So now, I don't know how we have different, like if they'll automatically be different. Oh, no, I hope that didn't like lose all my changes. It might have. Oh no, here he's right here. Okay, so none is red, green raccoon is green. So then if I connect, I wonder if there's a way to change avatar color. Okay, so I can do it through the console. That should be good enough for now. I'll look into it more later. Yay, green raccoon. Okay, back to things that are not raccoons. Well, that's not true. Back to things that are not making pixel art raccoons. So the thing, a big change I'm going to try is to have assigned classes. So for a long time, we've been letting players cycle and pick which type of raccoon they want to be. I think I want to have set classes and have a set time limit instead of rounds. Oh yeah, dynamic lights. Yeah, that has been added. There is an objective where if you hit this star in the corner, all the lights shut off. One of the objectives. And also, as the game progresses, the directional light changes and it gets more night. It's pretty subtle though, so I gotta work on that. But yeah, I want to change rounds to time. I think that'll feel more heist-like, and also now with assigned classes, you could say, hey, I'm just going to skip my turn because I need you to do this XYZ, like open this front door because I'm not the raccoon that can open the door. So I'll just do a skip turn and you don't lose a turn. Like right now with the rounds, you have a set number of turns. So I think the first thing we should do is change rounds to time. That'll set us up to set everything in place. Okay. I figure out how we want to do this. So game state manager does a lot with the rounds. Where is round stuff? I think I can do this in a clever way to where it doesn't require a ton of code change. Basically, we can still conceivably think of it as a round, but treat it as like a really high number that numerates much, much faster. So we could say like the number of rounds. That might be confusing later. I might just need to rename it. So we'll rename rounds. Current heist time, we'll call this. What's nice is I think we can just kind of like swap everything out. I know I can do find and replace, but I never trust that. I've had once or twice where I do that and then it replaces something else that I did not mean to replace and it breaks stuff. Okay. And then we will rename. So current heist time. Do you have anything else talking about rounds? Current round text. Let's change this just for my own sanity. Current heist time text. But I do think the logic under the hood is actually going to be pretty easy change because we're just evaluating two numbers, current round against max round. So it'll just be current time against max time. So it's going to be a pretty easy adjustment, I think. I do want to count downward though. So that'll be another change because we are counting up in rounds. So I want to count down in time until it's 0. Okay, current heist time text. Okay. Take these off. It's actually kind of painful to have big old glasses with those headphones on. I always start listening to music because I like to work with music, but it's really hard to stream and listen to music and talk and code at the same time. It's like one too many simultaneous things. Okay, but then I find if I'm doing only one thing, my mind like can't focus. It's like I need a little bit of simultaneous to just like hone me in. I don't know. It's weird. Current heist time text. Cool. Anything else that says round? Well, this says round, of course, but that's the actual thing. We'll say time left. Time remaining. I think time left is pretty. I don't know why I want it to be one word. Like too much programming, I guess. Time left, and this would be current heist time over total. So the number of rounds, we got to change that. So we got to change this to. It should probably be a float. And well, actually, it could be an int because it's going to be how it starts. So we'll say total time for heist. Okay, and that'll break over here, but we can fix that. And then actually, we really don't want to print total time for heist. We would want to print the total time for heist minus the time elapsed. which we don't have anywhere yet. I guess that would be current heist time. We could count that up from 0. So we could just subtract those. When is this? Cannot be applied to operands of string and int. What is this? Oh. There we go. Okay, so now time left is whatever the total time is minus the, maybe we'll rename this current heist time to like heist time elapsed. I think that'll be less confusing because I've already confused myself once. Oh, so sorry, the text should be time left in heist text. And then current heist time should be changed to elapsed time. Elapsed heist time. Do, do, do. Okay. So all the names are correct now, I believe. So now we just need to go through and make sure the logic is right, and then update the UI in the game. And I do want it to look like a clock, I think. So I am going to have to think of the string formatting. So we'll do .toString. And here is a good normal. So it's like F something, or oops, what? That was weird. F0 would be like 0 decimal places. That's not actually what I want. So I need to search what the argument is to make it look like a clock. Let's see. You get bothered when you have to call something with XYZ, aka like the heist text would make you struggle, come up with a new name for 2 hours and then do something protecting my life. Yeah, it's sometimes it's like worth the time to like avoid future pain, but then other times, yeah, it's like whatever, just name it, whatever. Okay, I need to search for string format C# for clock format. It's date time. I don't want date time. Oh, here we go. I love the internet. Thank goodness for the internet. Okay. So it's just, oh, it's just hour, minute. Nice. Though I thought you had to pass F. I guess that's if you're trying to deal with decimal points. We'll see. We will see. Because I know F0 is like if I don't want to show the decimal points, because often I'll be counting down floats and it will show like a ton of junk that I don't want to show. So I use that one a lot. Okay, time left. Cool. I think we have this in 2 places because we are good coders. JK. Where is it at? I should have a function that's just like update time. Okay, I'm probably gonna have to move it anyway, but okay, and then now let's find everywhere that that gets modified. Elapsed heist time should definitely start with 0. Okay, here we are incrementing it, and that's every round, which is not what we want. And in fact, we need, we've solved our own problem because we should just be updating the clock in the update loop because it's going to be changing every second. So we may as well do that. We could do fixed update if we wanted to be a little bit less intensive, but it's fine. Okay, so we don't really need that start anymore. So now it is only in one place. So yay. Okay. Da, 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 Okay, so where is the last heist time? So this really should just be, I mean, this almost seems too easy. I feel like this can't be the simple time dot delta time. We shouldn't need a, why did you like that? You're an int? Ah, you are an int. I want that to be a float. Because sometimes you'll do times speed, but I can't remember. I've seen it written where you don't use delta time for some reason, and I think it's because it can fluctuate based on frame rate. So this might be not the best way to do it. With that said, the host screen is only on one computer, so you don't have to worry about multiplayer issues because there's only one source of truth for the time left. Let's see if it at least looks normal. Oh, we do need to make sure we're not ending the game immediately because as long as it's less than total time for heist. Hello, welcome. The total time for heist, we got to set that in inspector. And as long as elapsed time is less than total time, all rounds are not complete. Yeah, I really probably shouldn't use delta. Because in fixed update, you can, yeah, I'll just do it in fixed update. It like takes all of 10 seconds to move it, so. Okay, so now we're doing increasing by fixed delta time. So I think that will be more reliable. Though because it's a clock, I still feel like there was a different way of seeing this being done with like, you get the initial time that you launch the app and then you use like time.time or I can't remember, but I think this might work. Okay, where is my... It should still be the same assignment. I did rename the variable though, so I actually might have lost its assignment, so I might have to update that. Yeah, I think it should have already updated there. So, okay, where is the variable called round text? Countdown text. What did I call it? I've lost it. I've lost the variable. Game settings. Time left in heist text. Is it public? It is. Okay. I'm just blind. Where are you hiding? Time left in heist. Oh, yes. That's a none. Okay. So we just got to put the round text in there, which is harder than it sounds because we have to actually find that darn thing. Maybe it'll... No. Yeah. Just let me click on it. One of these days I need to go through and do another hierarchy update to clean it all out. It's like, there it is. It's like I kind of know where everything's at. It's just, there's so much. Okay. Let's go ahead and try that again. Time left. HHMM. So that's actually surprising. Maybe I'm just dumb and I made a mistake, but or it does need the F. But let's try. Let me see. This is a good ChatGPT thing. Like, hey, why is this not working? Could be just like that Google search was bad, but it could be also me passing a float. It's sort of like, what? How do you want me to format this float into this? Okay, so I'll do this here. And we'll say float, I want this float value to string rather than date. Yeah, no, that's what oh, you might be right. That was what I meant to use, but maybe with a Google search was date time. I want this float value to be represented as time left in minute and seconds, which by the way, now that I realize, like I used hours, minutes, and not seconds, minutes. We'll let the computer do the work for me. That's right. Okay. Yeah. So I basically I tried to do, I like skipped a bunch of steps. So if I was using date time, I could use that if I got the time at the beginning of the app launch and then used, I think ticks is what you can use, and it'll tick through. And you can like get the difference and use actual date time seconds. Because I'm using a float, which in hindsight maybe isn't the best way to do it, but we have to use some math to like get our values, which I skipped. All right, so let's fix that. Oh, God. All right, so we do that. Okay, we'll see. That looks like the right way to go about it. Just from I've done this once before and it looks similar, but we'll see if it's actually correct because it's ChatGPT and it's not always super reliable. Okay, not bad. It is counting down past. It's giving me negatives, which is interesting. Because I was gonna say it's counting up, but it's those dashes. I think is because it's negative, so it is counting down. So I have to figure out where the math is all funky. Okay. Oh, I think I know why. I think I never updated the actual time left. So that is still kind of a weird number. Where is my game rules? I think it's here. Total time for heist, 0 seconds. Yeah, it's a very fast heist. Let's just say like 100. I don't. Because that's like, is that going to be in minutes? Now because I'm mixing time and just a float value. So it'd be like 100 minus, so if we look back here, 100 minus 0 is 100. And then, so then the minutes. Okay, so I think it's by minutes. So I'm saying it's 100 minutes for the heist, which is way too long, but let's see if I'm correct here. So I'm right, it should be 60 and counting down 59. Okay. Not quite. It was something kind of random. Maybe I won't count it down for a second just because I also don't want to or sorry, I won't count up elapsed time for a minute here. Actually, where am I counting elapsed time up? Oh, well, same line. That makes it hard to read. That was 100 seconds. Oh, it was. Okay. So the time I put in my total time. Oh, you're right. Yeah. 60. That's right. There are 60 of those in a minute. Okay, so cool. So how long should a game be? Probably not more than like 30 minutes. If it's any longer, you're not going to ever feel suspense. I think it's going to be like drag on. I would even argue maybe 15 minutes might be kind of nice. So, okay. How many seconds are in 15 minutes? 15 times 60. 900. Okay. Let's see if I'm right. Cool. That's what I typed. So we'll see if we are both correct. Yay. Okay. So 15 minutes. I like that. It already feels like more pressure. And then we could put in like more of a clock, like digital clock. We'll say you had it first. It's been really bugging me that there was this like fog of war gap up here, and I was like, what is called? And like I could not find an object there. It's because our player first spawns in there and then it immediately moves to here, so they clear out a little patch. So it's not a big deal, so I haven't fixed it, but that is why there's that annoying dot up there. Cool. Well, I'm rather happy with that. Just to test it to make sure the game ends, let's put it at like 10 seconds.
Every great heist starts somewhere. Ours, with a shed, a leaf blower, and
so I hope a pop-up shows up once it hits 0.
Look for glowing
Dang,
stars.
okay.
Those mark your heist.
So that didn't work, so we have to figure out why not. So that just means we have an issue with our endgame check. Lapse heist time. Oh, because it's only checking this at the end of a round. So we're just going to make probably a new way of doing this. I need the small wins, and that's a pretty common FOW bug in games, isn't it? Oh, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like whenever I play games with Fog of War, it's like been pretty high quality AAA stuff, so I've never noticed, but maybe that's been in there. But yeah, easy fix is just right now I'm spawning and then moving. I can just spawn it at the location. I was just lazy and did it in 2 lines instead of 1. Should be fixable. I hate that this is done this way because now there's so much that happens here. Okay, whatever. So we're just gonna change this. So we say if elapsed time. Yeah, this is a dumb way to do it. So really, what we just want to do. We should probably first rename this function. There's the reason why I'm so annoyed is because like we're just counting down to 0. So we can just say if 0, then this is true. But because this thing is a sort of a gate to all these functions, I'm a little concerned about ripping it out of here Because we're checking if round is complete, which we don't need to do at all anymore, actually. What happens here? This is going to be interesting. I forgot that that is how we determine if the next player goes. If it goes cycles back around. So I guess we still need the concept of rounds. It's just there's no round limit now. So then, yeah, this would be time heist time expired. And so now heist time expired is here. Still need to check for round level complete. Hello, it is not verse code. Verse code is used for UEFN, which is Epic's sort of like Unreal or Fortnite coding language that they made. This is C#. So this is for Unity specifically. I am going to take a chance. The thing here is that if game ends, we do transition to the next state. Otherwise, we go here. I think we'll just pull this out. And we'll assume if we're in this block, we always go on. Where is our timer? Okay, so in fixed update, heist time expired. So we're basically always checking here. But what I can do here is just simplify this a little bit. We can just say, if time left is less than or equal to 0, then we do that. And then just so we don't see those annoying negative numbers, let's put all of that into there. Where are we? Yeah, so elapsed time will stop increasing. And then also we should set this to, yeah, actually, let's just define it here. And then we set it time left. This will make sense in a second. So then here, instead of doing, this would just be 0. And then put this here. So no matter what, we print the time left, but it's going to equal 2 minutes. Okay, never mind. We'll do it like this. There we go. Why are you being difficult here? Yeah, I made a mistake. That was a messy way to do it. Let's just go back. Really what we should do is just separate out the elapsed time. There we go. Basically, we just don't want elapsed time to keep going if we're out of time. And that looks like that should work. The only thing we want to watch out for here is the round time down at the bottom. Check for round complete, that's fine. But before this is only if this only happened if the game wasn't over. So we want to make sure like if we hit a game over state, we kind of like stop everything from moving. We don't have a stop all coroutines, which I feel like we probably want. So we stop everything, and then we play that specific coroutine. Okay, let's try that. See if that gets our little pop-up to happen. Hit play and do this. I think I have the total time for 10 seconds, so maybe we'll do
Every great
that view.
heist starts somewhere. Ours, with a shed, a leaf blower, and some well-placed sabotage. Complete.
There's a crazy feedback loop there. So sorry if that came through. I was distracted by that. It looks like it worked though. Let's hit play again without the sound playing. All right, so we see our countdown's happening. 3, 2, 1, 0. So we're still getting enough of a frame to get that negative, but we do get heist failed, which is accurate because we did not complete the things. We have a sorting error where we're seeing the room names through that, but I can live with that for now. I do want to fix the negative time just because it bugs me and we're already in the code that would resolve that. Okay, so if it's equal to 0, what we could just do is we could update it again if it's in here. It's kind of what we did before. I don't love it, but it seems like it might be the fastest solution. All right, I think we'll also change the round text size because I don't like that it went onto 2 lines. Or maybe it's okay, it's on 2 lines. Maybe we'll shift it around though positionally. Let's see once we get going how it looks. Yeah, it's kind of small when it's a single line. I think we just pull it up a little bit. Cool. I just realized that sound bug. I think it's coming off of my headphones. I'll mute it on y'all's side, but let me find that again because that might actually be a symptom. Yeah, so what I'm doing is probably calling a sound effect over and over and over again, which is not good. So my guess is what's happening is once this is 0, this happens over and over and over again. So we need to have it happen just once. So maybe we'll just make, it's kind of a lazy way to do things. We'll make a bool game over. Actually, I thought I had something like that already in here, but maybe not. All right, so, and, okay. So we'll just, in fixed update, we'll say if game over, just return. And we'll say if this happens, then game over equals true. Okay, now we shouldn't get that. Oh, whatever was calling that function over and over and over again that had a sound effect in it. I try not to. I don't know if maybe that's fine. I don't know. No one told me it was a bad idea, but it just feels like, I don't know, weird having too many flags. I think it's because there's been times where I've had like a lot of flags over a single script, and then it's like because of the combination of flags, I couldn't figure out what state I was in. Cool. I did not hear. Oh, it's still counting down. Now it could be because the round is so short. Let me see what happens after this person goes, but we really, actually, no, let me hunt that down. Like, why are we still doing stuff even though game is over? Really, a state machine would be a nicer way to do this, as opposed to just a regular old flag. Right now, and also I'm using a bunch of coroutines, and that's kind of yucky too, because now I have to like find and kill all the coroutines. Yeah, this script's bad. This script's real bad. Oh, I do have states. What the heck? All right. So I almost want to like have another state because I've one evaluation, but really I'm doing that in something else. So maybe I'll rename this to, well, we'll just set it. We'll see what happens. I don't think that's going to just solve all my problems, but I'm going to see if I coded my state machine in a way that it will fix all the other stuff from going. Counting. But okay, so I think it was just because I did it so fast. It might be that there could be one more turn after it completes, which isn't ideal, but I might be able to live with that. Cool. Yeah, I can live with that for now. One extra person gets to go past the end of the game. It's whatever. Just for now, at least. Cool. Okay, well, that is done. Let's set the round time to 15 minutes. Where are you? Game state manager. So 900 seconds. Okay. Cool. Let's check that off our to-do list. I can find my to-do list. Where is it? Sweet. I don't think it took me an hour and a half. I think that was a little faster. Okay, so now that we did that, we need to allow players to skip their turn. I could do that next. It's harder to pull that off on the debug. Not necessarily. I guess it could just not spawn them, but that one is one that we have to touch on netcode a little bit. Assign rules at the beginning of the game as opposed to letting you play. That's also netcode. So those are both netcode things. So I guess we just have to dive into it. And we will do that. Okay, so take these off now that we don't have a crazy audio bug. All right, let's pull down our... Well, actually, maybe we can do this on the debug side first, because it's going to have to be repeated twice, just the way this is architected. Debug player modifier. I think the launch button, the debug launch, is spacebar. I'm going to search for where I'm checking my debug, checking my spacebar. Here we go. Okay, so yeah, it's in playback movement. So if we hit spacebar, we launch the player. Maybe I'll change escape to, because I haven't used start over and I can't remember when, so that's super broken, I'm sure. So maybe we'll have a skip. Now I think for skip, all we would do is just delete. I guess we need to delete their turn, or delete their avatar and advance the turn. So we'll probably have a listener in two places for that. So here we would just say destroy game object. So yeah, once you hit escape, this player just dies, it goes away. And then in our state manager, we'll probably end up making a event that is like player skip turn. But let's make the function it will call. And then for the debug state, we will put a key listener. We do not want to destroy the game state manager. That would be bad. We want to basically advance a turn. So we need to see how that is done currently. Increment around. So currently, if time runs out, we just proceed through here. I'm excited for this to be rewritten. This is hard to work on, this particular script anyway. Okay, so yeah, if we finish that fill meter, which is the time it takes for their turn, and then we are in the heist state, which is most of the game, and that's what we care about. Then we go through another timer, and this basically, well, actually, then this would need, yeah, this is after they've launched. Then we wait to kind of watch their turn before we spawn on the next player. And then if we can launch, oh, that's a good catch. That needs to happen. Actually, outside. So this is if the player hasn't shot their raccoon, we need to shoot them. Otherwise, we're about to like sit around for 15 seconds and wait for that. So that would have been annoying. Okay, so anyway, wait. Basically, I need to force call this whole section. I need to like jump into here as if the, okay, so maybe we can just do a lapse time. But then we have to wait for all this. So all of that's pretty gross. Because we don't want to wait for anything at that point. So we could just set elapsed time to a really high number, because that means it would go through this immediately. Which is just filling a meter. Now this has some functionality in it. So it would try to launch, but I think it wouldn't work because there wouldn't be any player. Now there could be a race condition, but I think it would kill it so fast that it would be fine. So it might like launch, but then immediately be killed, so it wouldn't be a big deal. And then we'd be waiting to watch the turn. But again, if we just set, we would have to set a lapse time again. I don't like that. We don't need to follow. We do need to increase the turn index. We do need to check for round complete, and we do need a transition. So like these things need to happen. And that's kind of it. So if we could just stop the current coroutine and just call those three things, that would. So we need to go stop all coroutines. It's pretty rare that I use stop all coroutines. So I mean, the fact that it's like all over in the script is like, this would be a good sign to refactor the script. Okay. A lot of times I'll use coroutines for like visual, like, you know, particle effects, or I don't know, just like visual juice, but like having it so coupled to the logic is not great. Okay, so this should work. Now, how do we skip turn? That's going to be through escape. And then once we have the event existing, then we can just also call skip turn from that event. Let's see how this works. Okay. All right, so I have my character here, and if I hit escape, I think it worked. Now let me unmute so I can hear. There's voiceover that plays, which might be annoying.
Follow the dotted lines.
Because that would happen like every time. It is turned low, which might be hard to hear, but that's okay. But it does seem to work. So hit escape, and my turn's over.
Complete the heist before you're out of rounds.
Oh, I forgot to see if I'm actually cycling through rounds though. Okay, so player 2.
Before you're out of rounds.
Player 3. So we have 2, 3. I'm just gonna wait till it like cycles back to 2. There's 8 players in debug, which I should probably change because it's you have to go through all of them. 6, 2, 3, 6. Oh, we can see round progressed. It was subtle, but I could see that it got darker. 2, 3, 6, 4.
Choose your starting point wisely. Every decision counts.
2, 3, 6, 4, 5.
Sprinklers and security cameras can be disabled. Follow the dotted lines.
2, 3, 6, 4, 5, 1. And I think player 8 should be next, and then back to 2.
Follow the dotted lines.
Sweet. Missed 8, or I lost count, but we're back to 2, so it looks like it's working. Okay, cool. Spend a bit to build a state manager. You could handle each coroutine with that. Yeah, right. Yep. Yeah, it really should be adjusted to be more state-based and less coroutine-based. I think I set up the state machine and then I didn't really use it for much of anything. And yeah, you are correct. They are sprinklers, and they will eventually look like sprinklers. We actually got Zach switching over from level design. He was working on a second level to prove some ideas, and he's switching over to merging art and art and development. So I'm excited to see that starting to come together in the near future. So this level, as it looks, will in the coming days, I guess by early next week, I imagine it will look like our actual art style. So that'll be cool. Okay, so we got that working. We need to set up an event though, so that way on over the network, we know when a player skips their turn, and there needs to be a button to do that. Just have really amazing reflections everywhere with ray tracing. Okay, so we'll do this kind of backwards. Just make a placeholder event here. Event player skipped turn. That event does not exist yet, but we will set it up as if it did. Then we will write a little function. So the event. Oh, geez. Yeah, here's a question, though. Is I don't think... Do we know the player ID of who is currently up? It's the player who just launched. Ooh, we may not. Oh, well, we don't need to, because it is the like the whole state moves forward. I don't think we need to know that. Cool. This is like looks a little redundant, but it's just that way our debug and our network can both call the same logic, and we don't have to like copy paste it. So that way, if there's actual logic changes, it goes to both. Okay. So now we just need to set up the event and the command. So that would be under the quantum solution. So we got to shift into a different solution file. Then we'll put this over here on the other side of the screen so we don't lose track of which is which. All right, so for our commands, we would just make a new command, copy paste this one and call this player skipped turn command. Then we will put that here. And I really don't think we need to know anything about who did it. We just need to know someone did it. So we really don't need to serialize any data. It's just, we just care that it happened. We do need to call an event though. So player skipped turn, just in case we want the debug. Okay, so now we need to do an event. And I think we want to name it this player skipped turn, and it's not going to pass any values. Now we need to go into our events. Where is we have a whole bunch of events somewhere here. Assets, no. Here we go. Okay, and so now we'll make a new event, synced event. It looks like I have been naming things with event at the end, but that's all right. I don't really want to on this one because I've been noticing it goes event and event on both sides, and it looks kind of dumb. So we don't need anything. We don't need any arguments at all. So that's cool. And turn, where'd it go? Player skip turn. Hit build, it should then find that. Oh, I did something wrong. Player skipped turn. Is that not what we called our event? Player skip turn. Oh, that's why. Sweet. Okay, that succeeded. This now is happy. Now, if we go back to our Unity solution, we can see that this event exists now. Now the only step remaining is we have to make, on the mobile device side, we need to make sure it actually calls that. So normally I like to open the mobile build. Yeah, I probably should do that. Just do it the right way. Because I could change it in here, but then I couldn't test it. So we probably want to make the change and then test the change. Let's wait for it to compile. And then we will push, pull, and make the command on the player side. Okay, source tree. Just pull, make sure nothing's floating around out there. All right, so now we get to pick what we're committing. A whole bunch of stuff from a package I pulled in. Let's do that separately, actually. So split screen package. Okay. Push the rest of the stuff. Some of these things we don't care about. Might need the graphic setting changes. Okay. So this was time, sorry, rounds to time conversion and setup for skip turns. Okay, now I just need to pull. $29 pulls. This one's way behind. Build info, that's fine. We don't care about build info anyway. Sweet. Okay. Now we get the fun loading bar of our WebGL version. Okay, well, while that's going, let's double check what is on our to-do list. Okay. So we're almost done with this. I wish I would have started the timer. We're almost done with this, allowing players to skip their turn. And then the next thing I'll probably tackle is going to be assigning roles at the beginning. But I'll probably do that off stream. Come on, Unity, open up. Sweet. Okay, it be opened. All right, so we need to make a button to do the things with the stuff. Very technical. Okay. Let's hide this canvas for a minute. Just have to remember to turn that back on. The wait your turn canvas must be turned back on. Okay, so now, right now we have the release raccoon button. Oh wait, this is... I swear I've changed that. Because before this is current raccoon, and I thought I changed that to just turn count. Very suspicious. Also, this is totally missing stuff. Weird. Okay. Gonna have to do some repairs in here. All right, I'm gonna move. Shit, I don't know if I want to move anything. I'm just worried I'm gonna like change the wrong script. Okay, hopefully I can keep track of that. First thing we need to do is we need to assign some stuff. I'm a little surprised that these are blank, and I'm surprised that that is not updated. So something did get pushed and some things got funky. All right, so we just need to find the text where it says hacker. Which is it? Is it in this? No. Okay. It's player choices probably. Yeah. Okay. Choose skill panel, skill name, and then skill word box. Okay. So at least that is connected. And then release raccoon button. Okay. At least you're all connected still. That is everything we want. We don't need this concept of rounds anymore. So we really want to hide that entirely. So we could just name this, it's your turn. Because that's all that this really needs to tell you. And then maybe right below it, I'll do skip turn since I'm already having to edit this. Delete those. Delete that. There's a button. Oh, there's a button. This was a debug button. We can just recycle this. So we skip turn. I don't know if it's a great idea that it's at the top. It's almost like it feels like you press it first and then you're like, wait, I didn't want to skip my turn. So it's a bad UX, but I don't want to spend too much time making it good. And then we decide, everyone's like, we hate skipping turn, get rid of it. And then I wasted all that design time. So yeah, big red means bad. So we'll see. That should hopefully be enough. Okay, but now it needs to actually do the thing we want it to do. Okay. So we'll make a new function called public void skip turn. And we will use our command dispatcher We don't actually have a command dispatcher set up for this command yet. This is basically a script that just handles all the sending of the commands. And so we will say send skip turn command. We don't need any arguments. And the command should be player skipped turn command. It's always a good sign when it auto-completes because it means it finds it. Is there any other command where we don't send anything? Yeah, looks like that's not a big deal, and that should be totally acceptable. Cool. So now, sweet. So then we just go in the scene. Wait for it to compile. And then, yeah, those are all missing, but that's fine. In fact, let's make sure we don't need those raccoon lives before we go any further. Raccoon lives. So we just delete that entirely. Does anything throw errors? Yeah, okay. So here's the thing. We don't care about lives anymore. Remove raccoon life. This looks like it was all visual. Man, I do think I totally did some work to make this setup before, so I need to redo that, but that's okay. Life goes on, yeah. So we don't need to do that. This sets some button node tagged interactable false. What are node tags? Populate node list player ID node. Oh, I think those are all the buttons. The choose your starting position buttons. So we don't care about any of this. Get rid of remove raccoon life. We do have this reset state that maybe someone calls that currently changes the raccoon lives, which we don't care about. I don't know if we're ever going to use this, to be honest. And then raccoon lives, yeah. Because I think this was like if you wanted to like basically get back all your lives, but whatever. Raccoon life. Okay. That seemed to be okay. We will see if it compiles, though. There might be some other script that cared about raccoon lives. Raccoon lives matter, man. Okay. Let's see. So now we just need to make that button skip the turn. So right now it's on reset state, but instead we want it to say skip turn. Okay. Sweet. I think that should do it. Let's connect the two instances and see how it goes. I don't know what version number this is, but we will find out shortly. Because the two builds do have to have the same version number. Looks like it's 7.1. So let's go here and change this one to not project settings. Actually, no, that was right. I do want project settings. Go under player, and this should be 7.1. Okay, now they should be able to connect with each other. Texas RW.
Every
Okay.
heist starts somewhere. Ours with a shed.
Wait
a leaf
for
blower,
the little
and
voiceover
some
that I think is
well-placed
playing right now.
Look for glowing stars. Those mark your heist objectives.
All right. And then if I hit skip turn, oh, also, it looks like the bottom button is not. Ooh. Okay, so skill's working, but position isn't working. So I do have to fix that. But for now, if we hit skip turn,
Objects hidden in the fog of war won't reveal their
it sounded like it
interaction.
progressed the round, but it didn't. Yeah, so is it going to spawn another person? I wonder if it's because I'm the only player in the game. I don't know if that's the case.
Objects hidden in the fog of war won't reveal their interaction type. Sprinklers and security cameras can be
I don't think that me being the only player was a problem, but I do feel kind of like I should figure out why we can't change our spawn points or shoot the raccoon, because that's kind of important. Look at our debugs. Well, that's interesting. I don't see any errors at all related to that. Yeah, I mean, these all have their numbers assigned. They call submit position to host. Ah, lives remaining. I bet that's populated by raccoon lives, which that's weird though, because lives left. Where is it getting that? It's private and it's never getting set anywhere. That's wild. Okay. We will just ignore that. But I'm pretty sure that was a problem. I'm not sure how it was working before because it looks like it was never set. But maybe I deleted part of it, the setting part, but not the variable that stores it. Yeah, you can always launch. You don't need lives. There is no, right? Yeah. Cool. So that at least should let me launch. The other side of it, though, it didn't seem like the host was receiving the message that I sent that command. I think it's probably because I didn't push my changes, so I don't know if I would have needed to. Let's do it just whatever. Let's just do it anyway, just to be safe. Okay, so on the WebGL, we need to push the changes that we just made. Stage selected. Yeah, because it shouldn't have needed those, but whatever. We'll push them anyway. Sending event for skip turn. Okay.
Every great heist starts somewhere. Ours, with a shed, a leaf blower, and some well-placed sabotage. Sprinklers and security cameras
Okay,
can be disabled.
so
Follow
spawning in
dotted
any
lines.
moment here. Pick my class. I can pick my spawn point. Yay. Okay. Okay. Looks like I have to do it in order. Now I have a zoom in feature where we pull in tighter to the avatar that just went. Which I think is fun to watch.
Choose your starting point wisely. Every decision counts.
Okay, we are going to try to skip the turn. I am not confident that our push was all we needed to do, but we are going to try it. Just make sure that it's aware of who we are. Yeah, okay.
Spawn arrows show where your raccoon
I do
will
see a debug message that says player skip turn on this side. Which class calls that? So that is the command. So the command got called, so that's a good sign. On the other side, I don't... Oh, I do see player skip turn. Yeah, it's the command. Okay, both sides, both the host and the client both saw the message. So we need to figure out, is the event not being listened to properly? Or does the command not have the event called properly? So this is a thing that should be called, which it looks like it would have had to, right? Oh, I know why. Because I'm stupid. Yeah, no, obviously this wouldn't work. Or obviously the player wouldn't be deleted, because the only thing that destroys a player is if we press escape. We need to also listen for this event on here. Duh. Turn skipped. Sure, we'll just call it turn skipped. Okay, and then here we do have to be a little careful because we don't want every player destroyed if you skip a turn. So we want to say, like, if raccoon has not launched, because the only player in the scene that should not be launched is the one that's active. So as long as this raccoon hasn't launched, then that should be the one that we cared about. Now, if we end up having problems, we could assign the callback with the player ID. We could care about that, but I don't think we'll need to. So then we say destroy game object. Okay, that should do it. We don't need to push and pull because this is only like a local change. So the phone doesn't need to know what the host does on the receiving of the event. WGQZ. All right, feeling good that this skip is going to work.
Every great heist starts somewhere. Ours, with a shed, a leaf blower, and some well-placed sabotage. Spawn arrows show where your raccoon will roll. Plan accordingly.
Okay, so move our character around, cool, and then skip. Yeah.
Interactable objects match your raccoon's color. Keep an eye
It
out.
seemed like that progressed. Oh, it did progress a day because I'm literally the only player. So it's just, that was a whole round. Yeah. Oh, nice. That was a good turn.
Choose your starting point wisely. Every decision counts.
And I could skip again. Sweet. Okay. I realized though the time of day is round based, so I should probably eventually connect that to the time left. It'll be even more subtle though. It means like very gradually over time it gets darker, but it is what it is. Or maybe I start the game at night and then it becomes daylight. I feel like you do thieving at night, so. But cool. I am real happy with that working because that's like a huge game feel difference. To be able to skip your turn, we do need to now assign fixed roles. That's the other half of it. It's like we have when you join the game, there's gonna be some. I need to create some kind of interesting sequence where it's like, hey, here's your class, and you get that class. Maybe for now, I'll avoid all, or I'll skip all the like fanfare and just you just have a class, and it just says it at the bottom of your screen. But then being able to skip your turn, be like, okay, I am the distraction, and all the doors are locked, so I need to skip and let the lockpick open the door first. It's very different vibe, so I'm intrigued to see if people like it. Okay, let me push everything so I don't forget, especially since I was touching two separate instances of Unity, and then things can go bad, like the changes I lost earlier. What did I change here? I changed, oh yeah. Players are destroyed. Ooh, skip turn. That's a weird way to phrase it, but whatever. Cool, and then WebGL, let's pull it down. Sweet. Okay. Cool. Well, happy with those changes. Later on tonight, off stream, I might go ahead and do the force assigned role. All of this is to sort of build in more of a heist vibe to where it's like I am the lockpick, and then also we can use the VO to more directly call out whose turn it is. I'm trying to make this a tutorial-free game to where you can hop in and play without playing a tutorial or anything. You can just jump right in. So the VO will help with that. And when we're only using custom names, it's hard because you can't call players out by name. Cool. Well, thanks for hanging out. Have a good night, everybody.